Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andMe. 60andMe is a community of women over 60 who still love to play with makeup, beauty products, skincare, and really want to do the best they can to look as good on the outside as they feel on the inside. And I've got some products today that I want to share with you, which are my favorites in every category. Now, lots of bloggers have done this video and spent quite a bit of time on multiple products, and my routine is actually very, very simple. So I want to share that with you just in case you're looking now for a solution when you go out into the world, one product in every category that will work for you. And I'd love you to share with me what you're using because we can learn from each other. Now, I don't use a primer normally, but I do put always on my skin my Growing Younger Gracefully as a serum for your face. And it's beautifully hydrating. And I put this on about half an hour ago. I kind of like it to set and just kind of absorb in my skin. And so that's my primer. And because hydration is a really big challenge for older women, our skin tends to get a little bit drier. So I also, before I start putting on makeup, do put some eye cream on. Now this one is Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment. It's with, I think, avocado in it. It's fabulous for me, and it's super, super hydrating, maybe too creamy for most people. It's a yellow color, and as you put it on, it does sink into your skin, and I always do that. So my favorite skincare under eye product is this Kiehl's. It's getting to the bottom. It's one of the few things that I've actually got down to a point where it's I'm running out. So that's the sort of skin prep. The face serum, Growing Younger Gracefully, and the eye cream. Now, I'm going to apply first foundation, and I'm using a product that I have been using now for about 5 or 6, 7, 8 years. It was discontinued some time ago by Max Factor. It is, for me, a magic product. It is a face foundation and serum. I don't know what they put in here. It's called the Ageless Elixir Miracle Foundation. Now, it's a 2-in-1 foundation and serum. And if you see that, you can get this now on eBay, and I've got it actually on Amazon. I've actually managed to purchase it. Perhaps they're trying to bring it back. So many people loved this foundation. And this is in shade 50, which is a beigey color. So it goes 50, 55, 60, and so on. Now, I can do a 50 or a 55, but this is my perfect color. And I'm going to apply that. I usually use my fingers, so I think I might use my brush instead. Where's my little, I haven't got it, so I think here we are. This is my foundation brush. It's a series called DUcare. It's got a foundation and a concealer, one on either side. And then there's another brush, which is a blush and bronzer. So I love these brushes, and it simplifies the whole process. Just have a couple of brushes that serve multiple purposes. I'm not into, honestly, having a whole collection of 50 brushes and mentioning to you each number as we go through every single technique. I'm just going to pop my foundation on. So I've got a nice pump. I'm going to put it on the foundation side of this. I might end up using a couple of swipes, but I wanted to just put it on first for you to see how it goes on. It oxidizes a little bit, so I'm gonna not worry about the color being a little bit light, given it's coming into spring and summer. I'm out in the sun a bit more, so I'm getting a bit of color. But can you see how that almost immediately takes the age spot? It doesn't erase it, of course it doesn't, but it's actually going to hide it. It's going to just disguise it, pretend it's part of my natural skin. So I think with one pump, I can actually pretty much cover my whole face with this serum foundation. Now, the reason I mention this is that, I would be not telling the truth if I didn't say this was my favorite foundation of all time. I just love it. And I have got now 3 or 4 backups that I'm going to keep and, just enjoy while I can, because I feel it's perfect for my skin. The color's great. I love it. So I'm applying that now, and you can see what a nice glow that gives. It's that hydration that is so important, I think, as you get a little older. Dry skin is a challenge. So I'm going to grab my mirror here, make sure I blended it properly, and then just kind of buff it in, not too hard, because this is a very lightweight foundation. It's just going to blend in with your skin with just a tiny bit of effort. And you'll notice I'm not going too closely to my eye, under eye. I've got another product I'm going to put on there. So this is the foundation. that I would use every day. It's my favorite. It really is. Now, if you cannot get that one, this is the one substitute I will offer, and that is the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue. This is for me, a backup if you cannot find the Max Factor product. And my color I use is Desert Rose. So it's perfect. Ivory Beige is another one I use in the winter months, but great product. Same idea, serum foundation. Okay, so that's my foundation. In terms of blush, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, I did do my eyebrows already, and I'll tell you the product I used, but it's really one of those things that's hard for me to apply just with, my mirror and holding it, because I tend to hold my eye like this as I apply the product on my eyebrows, and that was NYX. It's called Snatch. Oh, wait a second, I always get this wrong. Lift and Snatch. It's a very cool product. It's like a felt tip. Can you see that? And it's one of these things that you just gently shape your brow. It creates little lines. It basically creates the hairs. And I've got missing sections, so you can see, how much it's actually helped. But that NYX is my go-to favorite product for eyebrows. Okay, so foundation we've got, eyebrows we've got. Now, in terms of blush and the color on my cheeks, I'm going to use a palette. This palette is, there's two of them. There's two palettes that I love, and they're both by Terry. This one is fantastic. It's got everything I need in it. So I would choose, even though it's got multiple products, I'm going to count this as one product. And when I do travel, when and if I ever do, I will take for my blush product this palette. It's got a bronzer, a highlight, and two blushes. The other one has not got such a bright pink. It's a bit more of a rosy pink, but this is for summer and I like it. So I'm counting this as one product for my face colors. And I'm going to take my brush with the bronzer end, and I'm going to dab it in this one here. And you don't need too much of this. It's a very pretty color, a little bit warmer than the other palette, and also the Charlotte Tilbury, which I do love. But this is my favorite. I've got to admit, this palette has gone with me everywhere. I even just pop it in my bag, and when I get somewhere and I want to just touch up, but you can see there's the bronzer color, and it's very, very pretty for my tone of skin, and natural beige. So that's the bronzer, and I'm just literally highlighting underneath my cheekbones and bringing it up almost to the eyes, a little bit on the forehead. Doesn't have to be too much, but I love bronzer. I never used to. I never used to even use it. And I'll bring a little bit underneath here. Just take a bit more on the brush. And this helps with just those jowl lines, just to sort of, it's an illusion. All makeup's an illusion anyway. So that's the bronzer. Okay, so I love that. And I'm going to use a mixture of these two blushers because I like to do that. And I guess that is cheating. It's not really quite one product, but for me, it's perfect. And just dab it on. You don't have to sort of drag it across the foundation, but you see the pink is coming through probably more than the peach, which for spring, I think spring and summer is awesome. I love it. What colors of blushes do you prefer? Do you prefer pink, peach? What's your favorite? Okay, I'm going to just stop for a sec and make sure I'm not going too crazy here. I can see the color is pretty bright, so I'm going to do one little thing with back to my foundation and just tone that down a tad. And this is the beauty about this by Terry product. It's so gentle. It doesn't sort of stain your face. It's kind of just easy to apply and get just exactly the color that you want. Oops, is that wrong side? Well, there's the blush. And the blush and bronzer all mixed together anyway. But isn't that pretty? I really like that color. So that's my spring, and this would be my favorite product for face powders, would be the by Terry. It's actually called Brightening CC Palette, and it's actually, I'm just watching my camera here to make sure it doesn't fall down. It's called, I think it's something like Baba, what is it? I need my magnifying glass. Seriously, it's just crazy. These are such small. Beach Balm. It's called Beach Balm, and that's the color palette. So that's my palette choice. And there is a highlight in there. I don't even know if I'll use it, maybe a teeny little bit. But it's this one. Oops, if I can just get this up this way. This one here. Take a teeny bit of that. It's very pretty. Put it on the top. I suppose I should use a proper brush for that, but it's all good. Okay, so that's the powders I would put on my face. Now, in terms of eyes, my favorite primer for eyes, and I do use this all the time, and I've mentioned it many times, is the Mario Eye Prep and Set. It's really cool. For me, it's the, I don't know how I managed before I found it. It's actually been very well used. There's 2 concealers and 1 powder. And I very rarely use powder under my eyes, but that's what it's designed for, so to set the eye in general. And there's a darker color, which is this one here, most used, and then a lighter. So I'm gonna take up my fingers and just dab it. Now you can see as I put this on, my eyes are really deeply, colored. They're red and of course lots of lines, and not so much a hooded eye at the moment, but it's getting there, and it keeps changing every day. I notice changes, but I just dab this on my eye. You can see what a nice coverage that gives. Oops, it's really, really lovely. And then I take a little bit of the light one, and this I will put just under my eye, just there at the edge. And so it actually acts like, like a highlighter under your brow as well. This is a cream. It's the cream in this product. I'm going to grab it, take a quick look in my mirror. Okay, so that's kind of cool. Now that's before I've even put any eyeshadow on, but you can see how that's actually given a nice base to my skin. And don't forget this little section in here. It seems to be a shadow area for a lot of people. Okay, so that's the eyes. Now under the eyes, so that's my favorite eye set and prep product by Mario. In terms of concealer, I've talked about this before, and I don't use concealers that much, but I do at this point kind of look at my face and think, I put the foundation on, I've got some blush. What can I do to just soften those lines? And what I've discovered works for me best, and there's so many concealers. My favorite is Joah. It's the Joah Dark Circle Concealer. Now, as I mentioned before, I've long ago given up putting concealer to help with the wrinkles. That's just not going to work. And if anything, it's going to make them look worse. But this has got a really great doe foot applicator, can you see? And it's a drugstore brand, but I'm going to take such a small amount, a tiny amount on my finger, and apply it under my eye. And I'm going to start kind of in this center part here, and then just gently pat it out. And you can see as I apply it, it doesn't do anything at all to help with the lines and smile wrinkles, but it does actually, in my opinion, just tone that section under your eyes a little bit. I don't know if you can see. And that cream I put on earlier, the eye cream, really helps too. I'm not sure if you can actually notice that, but it's not meant to be dramatic. It's just meant to be kind of evening out. And I'll just gently tap that on this side here. There are brushes that you can use for concealers, but I tend to use my fingers because it warms up the product, and it also just gives me a chance to kind of press it in. And I think that actually does do something. I don't know if it's dramatic to you, but to me, I see it. And I really, really like that kind of gentle concealer for dark circles, not for lines. But sometimes I don't even bother sometimes with concealer. I just enjoy smiling rather than worrying about wrinkles. So it's all good. So I've done the eyebrows, I've done the eye prep, I've done my foundation, blush, or powders, and concealer. Now I'm going to talk about eyeshadow. Now, if I was to choose one eyeshadow, which is my absolute favorite eyeshadow of all time, it would be my Urban Decay Toasted. Now, and I actually could just apply that just as it is, but I also wanted to share sort of one and done eyeshadow product, which I really, honestly, I've got 3 of these. I'm always worried things are going to run out, but I keep this because I love it. And it's a very beautiful brown taupey, well, it's actually, yeah, it is a taupey color. I'll put it on my finger so you can see. I don't know if that helps you to get I don't know if you can see that. It's very, very pretty. Works for I think every skin type, every color, every texture. It's very, it's not iridescent, but it's got a little bit of a shine to it. Can you see that? Anyway, that's my very, very favorite eyeshadow product. But I wanted to also mention one of my very favorites. It's not the favorite. It's like choosing favorite children. Eyeshadow palettes each have their own personality and their own life. But this one by Zoeva, I just love this little palette, and I reach for it all the time, and I'm going to use it today on my eyes, and I probably will top it with the Urban Decay Toasted, which is my favorite of all time. But basically here it is. it's such a gentle, sweet palette. It's got a white, which you can put under your eye, which I've already done. It's got some beautiful sort of all over the lid colors. There's a pink and then kind of a mauvey purple and a little bit darker brown. So if you want to do something to the edges, you can. And then it's got this fabulous pink. I love this sheeny, shiny, not glittery at all, but shiny eyeshadow product. And so this is my favorite little palette. It's tiny, as you can see. And when I travel and when I just go from place to place, I always have this with me because it's just perfect for my skin tone and the looks I try to achieve. So let me grab my, where's my fluffy brush? Oops, it has a life of its own. Here we go. This are my fluffy eyeshadow. Real techniques, nothing fancy. I'm going to try to do it without my holding the mirror. I'm going to choose that really nice soft pink here. It's almost like a beigey pink. I can't quite describe it, but when I put it on, you'll see it. So my all-time favorite, one and done shadow is Urban Decay Toasted, and for my sort of almost one and done palette, it is this Zoeva product. And I'll leave all the details, by the way, of these products underneath in the description. You'll see a section under the video called Show More, and that's where you just have to click and you'll see all the description of the products and where you can find them. So that's kind of my little, I'm gonna make sure I got this right by looking in my bigger mirror. I really love this blush, by the way. I was just noticing it as I look in them in the mirror. Okay, so let's see here. And you can see, it's just, I'm bringing it up, not as kind of, here's a transition line and all that kind of stuff. It's just lifting it up so it blends and there's like no sharp line between it and the under eye highlight. Okay, so that's the pink. Now I'm going to take that little bit darker color with a little bit firmer brush. It's actually a Real Techniques brush as well. And I'm going to use, I'll show you. So you could use bronzer for this step, actually. I could use my bronzer, but I'm going to use this little one right here and just very gently put that on the edges, not edges, but the kind of this side of my eye here. If I can make sure I get the right side, here we go. And you'll see as I put it on, it gets a little bit darker. Can you see that? I'm not trying to create a dramatic look. I mean, when I look at my favorite products of all time, they're not dramatic looks. They're more just kind of fun, you know, shading that just brings out the best in my eyes. I have hazel eyes, so let's try this side here. But this little palette, I think it was like under $15. It wasn't expensive. I think you can buy Zoeva on Beauty Bay and I think even Amazon, but I'm not sure. But let me just make sure I've got this even on each side. You see what I'm doing? I'm just literally dabbling it, but making sure that it's not a sharp, sharp line. Just all blends together. And I don't go up too high because by the time at the end of the day, it all just is, you know, folded over on my hooded eyes. So I just do that. And then I'm going to take this really pretty little pink color right here and put it on my eye all over. I'll just use my finger for that. Oh, it's such a pretty color. And I'll just pop it right there. So this is a super simple look that you can achieve with a tiny palette, just 6 different pans. And I'm just going to try to do this carefully. I'm just patting it. I'm just patting it on. I've actually also used a, what do you call it? The setting spray with this particular color when I wanted a little bit more impact. But it's one of those pretty shades I think makes all the difference. It's not metallic. I mean, I don't mind shimmer, and I talk about this all the time. Like if you want to wear shimmer as an older woman, just go for it. There's no rules. But for me, this is just the perfect sort of in-between shade. Okay, I think that's balanced. It's hard to tell with the light in here, but that's my eye look. And I'm going to put mascara on and show you my favorite mascara of all time. But for me, that was just kind of a nice little dive into a palette that's easy to use and my favorite, one of my very top favorites. Oh, I found my highlighter brush. This is what I would have used. Okay, so my mascara is missing in action. Where are you? There it is. It's Joah. I've mentioned this again before. I've got L'Oreal Lash Paradise, which I love. I love my Radiant Cosmetics Big Brush Mega Mascara. I love, what other one do I actually love? I like Grande. They do a very nice mascara, but my favorite so far this month has been this Joah product. And I think, not even this month, I think since I discovered it, I really haven't worn much else. And I've ordered an extra backup. this is now my favorite mascara. And some people may not like it. It's called Lash Uprising. It's a drugstore product, $8, but you know, it performs for me as well as all the rest. And for me, I have a sort of a little technique I use with this mascara. I'll share it with you. Now, this is the brush. Can you see? It's very similar, in my opinion, to the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. It's got that kind of chunky brush. But if you apply it and I'm not putting anything else in terms of eyeliner on my eyes, but if you put this mascara on, starting right at the like beginning of your lashes. So if I can just go in there and just literally hold it there for like a bit of a couple of seconds, and then pull it up, almost like curling it. I don't know if you can see what I'm actually doing there. I'm turning the mascara wand and going all the way from the inside to the outside. I'm just looking in my mirror as I'm doing this. Okay, I'm just going to show you the difference that makes. Isn't that pretty? I really, really love this mascara. I'm going to have to try to put this down, I think, for a sec, because I need both hands, or I need to be able to do this. But I just sort of take it and twist it up. And it's just got beautiful, beautiful texture. It doesn't clump together or stick. And I think I'm doing this evenly, hopefully. And let's get my other mirror back again. Okay, so I think I've gone through just about every makeup product that are my favorites, except for lipstick, which I'll show in a sec. But this mascara, honestly, you can put 2 coats on, even 3, and it doesn't clump to it. It doesn't stick to itself. It's very, very forgiving, and I think it gives you length and also volume. So that is my mascara. My very favorite mascara in the world right now, my one and done. This is it, Joah Lash Uprising. And for lips, well, I've got so many lipsticks, like most of us do. I mean, I gather them and collect them. But I've got, and by the way, I won't put my Toasted on, but remember that one is my favorite one and done. The lipstick I'm going to use is my Flormar. Here it is. Everything's dark on my table here. It's Flormar number 303. Flormar is a German brand. You can buy it online. I've had this pink color for so many years now. It's alongside my Frosted Apricot, which is my favorite peach color. And this is my favorite pink. And I'm going to just apply this on my lips. You can see it's just perfect pink. It's called, I think on some, it has Pink Perfection is the name, but it's number 503. And I'm going to use my little mirror here. I'm not going to use a lip liner just at the moment. I'm going to share my favorite lip liner, but I'm going to do it in a second. So here we go. It's got enough weight to it. It's not, I wouldn't say it's like a firm matte, but it's closer to matte than it is to shine, radiant, or... Okay. Okay. That's the color. I love this color. I think it goes so beautifully with the pinks on my cheeks that I like. And this is and again, it's a budget line. It's not that expensive. And it just says summer. It says spring. It says shiny. It says love. I really enjoy this color. It's my favorite pink and my favorite lipstick. I do have another one in this category, which is more of a peachy color, and it's number 313. This is 303. I'll leave all the details below, but you've got pink lipsticks. You know what I'm trying to achieve here. And for me, this is my favorite lipstick, along with my Frosted Apricot for peach. You can't have 2 almost favorites in different color families, but this is my favorite. In terms of lip liner, I have again tried so many lip liners, and my favorite favorite brand is BH Cosmetics. BH Cosmetics. They do a fabulous pencil. It is one of those pencils that you have to sharpen. I've got 2 of them that I love almost as much as each other. This one's called Spiced, and the other one is called Endora. When I put this on, some of you won't like this look because I do it. I do it because I like it, and it keeps my lipstick kind of in place. Especially now that we're wearing masks all the time, and we just want to keep our lipsticks, so at least in place. I will go around with this lip liner very super gently, and you'll see why. I'm going to stop there. Can you see? You can actually see a line forming. Now, you don't want this bright, stark line against your lipstick. But this, for me, I like it a little darker. Okay, I really like it. And the other thing that's nice about using this kind of a liner is you can bring it up a little bit around your lips. You have no idea how lightly I'm touching this. It's just, okay, so that's one side. Can you see the difference? Just bring it a little bit up. It just gives you a shape. I hope you can see the difference there. So I love spiced. I think it's going to last me a while, but I am tempted to buy a second one because I just love it. And it's smooth, it lasts a long time, it settles down, it doesn't like smudge. So BH Cosmetics is my very favorite lip liner. And this may actually be a surprise to some people because I've got some other higher end ones that I've demonstrated before, and I always turn to this one. So I think I have showed you everything. In terms of eyebrows, I showed you brush eyebrows and eye products. Blush, my favorite blush products in this palette by Terry. And there are other beautiful palettes, by the way. And I should do another review of the Milani palette, which is fabulous, half the price and gorgeous. But this is my favorite right now. And also lip gloss. I don't wear lip gloss that much, but I have fallen in love, like so many of you, with the Maybelline. It's called, what is it called? Lifter Gloss. This is in the color Moon. And I think I also like Topaz, and there's another one too, but all the colors are gorgeous. And I probably will just use a very, very tiny amount just on the center of my lip, and it just finishes the look. It's just complete. But I will just do this here. Watch this. Just a tiny bit in the center of your lips. I think it just adds just that final touch. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I would love to know what your favorite products are in every category. I'm pretty sure I've covered everything, so if I've forgotten something, let me know. But this is my kind of look that I would be happy to wear for forever, really. I just think it's perfect, and I hope that you get some inspiration from this. You know, women over 60 still are allowed to experiment with makeup and have fun and enjoy it. So maybe you've got some ideas that you'd like to share with us. I would love to know how you feel about makeup and what it does for you. For me, it's been a centering opportunity. I've actually used and learned a lot over the last year, but this is what I come up with. Oh, I do have a final one that I forgot to mention, and that's like finishing powder. I don't normally use a finishing powder, but when I do, this isn't even meant to be a finishing powder, and you have to go very gentle with this because it is a powder foundation by L'Oreal. It's called Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation in a Powder. And the only reason I use this is because I like it, and you can see it's already reached the pan on here. I just don't use a lot of it. Like, it's not as translucent. It's got color. My color here is I think it's True Beige, but I just dab it very lightly on this huge brush, which is for powder, setting powder, and then I will just gently go over, just almost to set everything. But it's got color, so don't be putting it on too deep. It's just got that little bit of softening of touch. Okay, that's it. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you again for being here. Hope you have a fabulous day wherever you are. Go out and shine in the world and just shatter these stereotypes of older women. Just enjoy your life and wear the makeup and the clothes and the beauty products that you love. Just have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.